let's go for number 7 here. Alright. Well, finished getting in these ties because I think I've got that to where it's going to work. I need to get this set so that I can get them all square to see if it's actually going to hold and everything. It's the only thing I could think of doing. I know, it's a long way around, but I guess as long as it's pretty in the end. There we go. Just like that, we'll run it on out until we can get this back in here all squared up and lined up. Going through, and that one going around, that one going around there. Get everything going. Well, after tearing that all apart, rebuilding everything, and putting it all back together, using all the rails that were cut the way they were, this is how far out of square I am from doing that whole thing. This rail and that rail are not straight parallel with each other anymore. So I think the easiest way to do it is just take out a couple of rails and extend them. Get that up where it's supposed to be. But I thought that was pretty good. I tore this entire thing down, tore it apart, and that's all the further off I was putting it back together. Yep. I think I'll cut them rails out and put in some longer ones. I can use them for guardrails. I think I got it. Not exactly straight, but not enough that you're going to notice. Especially for as short as that run is. That will work fine. Then what I got to do is I got to rebuild these rails to come back in and get that there. Get that diamond or that triangle put back in, and these two right here, and then start working on all my guardrails. I'm getting closer and closer each time. Yep. Alright, well, let's get in these rails over here. I can get it to lay up there without tipping over. Okay. Get on there, get right on that line on the drawing. There we go. Got that tacked. That's about the middle there. Looks like it's right on. Alright, well, let's see what we got to do this one. First off, we got to get a decent end of the rail. Alright, so if we're going to come over here, we got to go to the inside. Give a good chamfer to that rail. Get right on there, right on there. Looking like we want to be about this long right here. I know, got to cut off a lot of rail. Have these little pieces, but it's better than not having enough rail. As you've seen, I've tore out quite a few rails because they weren't long enough, especially the second time around. But yeah, that should fit right up in there like that. Whoa! Big old goober. Still got a big goober, but there we go. Alright, let's give this a tack and see where we're at. I'll build it up. There we go. Looking good. Got enough rail there that we can get some rail joiners on. So let's figure out what we need to do the middle one. So now you've seen me prying and pushing on these, and they're bound up in there, but they're holding gauge where they need to be. So I can come and tack these other ones that are just laying there, tack the rails to it, and then loosen up the ones that are twisted, and they will fall back into place. So for right now, they're just kind of holding everything right where I want it. Let's see if I can clean up these points here enough. Take that little top off, because it's just solder is all I'm filing. Just want to get it down to the top of that rail. It's just about there. There, that feels like it. Take a piece of Bright Boy and rub it all out. All right, now then let's get in here and reform the tip of that head rail. You can just get in there and you can just feel right where that rib is in the web of the rail. And this little file, it just follows right along with it there pretty nice. See, you can see when I did them two rails together, I still have a tip of that piece sticking out past. See how much my file is off from that rail? So let's get that filed out of there. That's not going to let me do it with that one. Let's get the triangle out. The triangle you can stick in that web real nice. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Get that web all cleaned out. Now I can fix the profile of the head of the head rail. There we go. Get the solder out of there. I did them earlier, so they still feel pretty good. A little bit in the web there. That all still feels pretty good. Now then, let's take this little height gauge here, snap it in the rail, and see how, I know it's going straight, I've got it on a curve, but it does tell you when you are not straight across from each other. This one should be a little better. Oops, can't push down on it. You got to keep it the same level. There we go. So that crossing's pretty good. That one should be right on. I'm getting up here and I'm getting out of gauge a little bit. Let's warm that up and let that rail push over a little bit. I might have got over aggressive when I set my rail in that corner. I think I did. So let's see if we can heat that up and let this rail push in a little bit out of the way. There we go. Alright, set where we want it. Oops, I picked it back up in that solder. There we go. There we go. It's like our spacing's back where it should have been. There we go. That don't look like we're too far out now. Right. Feels like that tip's right there where it should be too still. So let's clean this rail up a little bit. Take all that extra solder off the bottom. Got some in the web there, so let's go ahead and take it out of there. Get out of the center there. Go ahead and just bob it off the end there. All right. Okay. Back up in there. Back up here where you're supposed to be. Oh, come on, get on there. There we go. Get all four of them on here. Okay. Well, that gauge is out, everything there. Let's give this a tack. Put a ball on top of it. Oh, don't be moving. There we go. There, now them rails are sitting at the same height. Nice and easy. Oops, get the gauge in there right. Them should be sitting right where we want them at now. Let's go ahead and give that one a heated up tack. Through. That'll hold it. Alright. Let's get a little bit on here so I can do some filing on that. Alright, that should hold that corner. Do some filing on that one there.